And good evening, everybody, and welcome to Crossing Realms Together with Laura Van Tyne, my Exorcist dearest friendest from the Karmic Path, and your other host, Reverend Rob Lee. Wow, bang. Laura, it's Thanksgiving tomorrow.
I know, it's hard to believe. I got off a plane yesterday and this person next to me, I was so tired. Okay. So it took me 14 hours to go from LA to Oregon.
Holy crap.
I could have driven faster. Okay. And I'm so tired. And this woman next to me says, "Hey, Gillian. All right. It's her dad's birthday. I just wanted to talk." And she's like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "I'm going to try to scare her so we don't talk." And I go, "Oh, I'm an exorcist on an airplane." I'm such a jerk.
No, that's great. Like I said before, it's one of those deals where our housekeeper was like, I'm like, I've got this. I'm setting up. It's like, who's that? I said, it's Laura. She's an exorcist. And she's,
I know, right?
And I'm like,
it was really nice woman, but I was so tired. But you know what? We had a great conversation. So
well, there you go.
It was just funny.
When you start going, don't do that.
I don't normally utilize that, but it was just kind of funny.
Oh, goodness. And Deborah, good to see you. Everybody coming in the door, the tribe, everybody starting to show up. Yep. Glad you are here. We appreciate it. One of the things, we may have a surprise guest tonight. I don't know if she's going to poke her head in or not. But, we said tonight with Laura doing, and we'll answer any questions, do some readings, whatever you need to do. If you've got other questions about crossing realms and dealing with unseen things or unknown things, let us know. Okay. But one of the things, it's Thanksgiving. All right. And it's Thanksgiving Eve. I don't know if many people find Thanksgiving easy or not, but it's Thanksgiving Eve. And we talked about the need for gratitude and thankfulness and to be able to pillow our head in that thing. Now, you were telling me an interesting concept that I'd like you to share.
So, gratitude is such an important element of spiritual ascension. It sounds kind of boring, it sounds kind of mundane, but gratitude is a big deal. When we have gratitude, we can find joy, we can find purpose, we can find meaning while we're living these mortal lives. And so, gratitude, and I was talking to you earlier, it's like we should really do the pre-show and just, because we're talking about dumb stuff all the time. having a good time. But I remember being so angry at God. Gratitude was like not in my vocabulary for a number of years because hell was raining down on my house. And it's like, how, God, could you let this happen? Right. But fast forward. So everybody going through these difficult times, remember, these are moments in time. Time is a mortal human construct. We need time, space, and gravity to have these earthly experiences. So just know that with time, as I'm going through this, I can look back and all of those horrible experiences of being choked to death, of being scratched till you bleed, to all this stuff. It was like I was being prepared to do what I do now, but I missed the memo back then. Gotcha. And so it lent itself to fast forward. I'm really grateful for those experiences now. Because of those experiences, I am so blessed to be able to do what I get to do. Taking down the dark stuff. I mean, yeah. So that's a big deal.
Yeah, so, and my son was in helping me, or he's in for Thanksgiving, which was just a huge blessing. T, my oldest boy. And he was just in here before, before he said, I know you're prepping for a show, whatnot. And he said, I just want you to have fun. And I said, you know what? And it started my whole gratitude thought process. And I said, what I have fun doing is helping people. My whole, just like you, that led me up to this. The fact that we can help people find happiness, find joy, get rid of dark stuff, help them find their place with no agenda.
Yeah.
I just had shivers run throughout my body. It is one of those things that makes me happy. I am truly happy when I'm here doing readings, helping people find their way, And so I get you. I get that completely. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff in my life where I did the same thing. Man, I was so angry at God. At one point I'm like, there ain't no God.
Right. Oh yeah. It's like, what? Yeah. Why would God allow this to happen? Right. Or why would, right. I mean, we all have those moments. And I think that's part of being human. We're here for these mortal experiences. And I kind of want to take a little bit of a tangent, but it's not really.
Okay.
Right now, we are looking at so many families and friends that are broken and divided. Thanksgiving dinners, Christmas, those events are no longer the same. We've got, factions of families being torn apart by these external belief systems. If you don't think the way I think, then, we can't, have a conversation. We can't sit at the same table, that kind of stuff. This is where the dark side seeks this as an opportunity. It doesn't mean that we should compromise ourselves, but imagine if these extraneous forces, I can't control what's going on in another state or this or that, but I can, definitely work in my sphere of influence. There's so many families that are broken. So many people are having Thanksgiving dinner alone. And so many parents are separated from their children. It's heartbreaking, but for everybody out there, I want to take a moment and kind of hand over a concept. As human beings, our souls are immortal. We're living in mortal time. The time here is finite. What we have to try to understand is that we actually exist in mortal time, but within cosmic time. So hopefully, in the cosmic time realms, we get to be reunited with those loved ones, our children, our parents, or whomever that we're estranged with. And so I just kind of want to leave that thought with people, because I think it makes it easier to grasp those lonely moments, those moments of missing. Because when we miss somebody, it means we love them.
Absolutely. And you know what? That's one of the things, and I can't say it any better than what you did, but now I'm going to put the redneck spin on it. Okay.
Excellent.
You never see a hearse pulling a U-Haul. All right. You just don't. Okay. Unless somebody owns a hearse and they're moving and they rent a U-Haul. But I was talking with somebody, I think earlier today, I can't remember. I have so many conversations anymore about that. Everything we're throwing our energy into right now. And I want to say one of my first things with gratitude, and I'd like to see the tribe, everybody coming in, put just something in that you're grateful for. And I don't want it to be your kids, your dog or cat. Okay. I want it to be something, I'm thankful to be alive. No. That's cheating. Okay. What I want you to do is think of something you're truly grateful for. Because at the end of the day, when the sun goes down and that final sunset happens on your life, is any of this stuff that's going to be argued about tomorrow going to be relevant? What would you give to be able to come back and go, I take all that back just to give them a hug, just to give somebody a kiss? Those are, just some very, very strong things. Donna Leak Project, welcome. Glad you're in. I'm so glad to see you. Amazing. Wow. Bangering the tribes all here. Bridget, hello. Glad to see you. We were so caught up. But one of the things I want to say thank you for, okay, and I mean this, is that when I declared at that point in my life, there was no God. The God of my understanding, the great mother, the father, that nurturing woman in Genesis chapter 2, looked down at me and said, "You're just angry. I'm not taking this out on you. You'll figure it out one day." And damn if I didn't, So I'm grateful that maybe that God isn't so fast to ire that certain books say he or she is. So I don't know if that got off on a
No,
rail.
you're right. It's interesting because in my book, Teacher to Exorcist, I'm actually sharing a story. And this is a very deep and personal story to me. That when I was 21, actually, I was still 20, it was just on the cusp of all of our birthdays. One of my very best friends died in a car accident on our way home from college. They hit black ice. And I hadn't thought about her, blah, blah, blah. I think about her all the time, but I hadn't thought that she didn't cross over. Okay. Don't know why. One day she shows up and we have this lovely conversation. I cross her over and she had a twin. And he knew something had shifted because he always felt her presence around him.
Right.
And he shared with me his biggest regret was the last words he had with his sister was an argument they had. And his sister who died didn't even remember the argument. But he held on to it so deeply. So learn to forgive yourselves. That's a big part of gratitude also, is learning how to forgive yourself. And, siblings argue, right? I mean, show me siblings who don't argue. I'll show you siblings that don't exist in the same home. I mean, you know what I mean? They just do.
Yeah. And you know what? I remember one of the things, and real quick, Leak Project, y'all need to check him out on YouTube. Okay. Leak Project. He had me on as a guest today. He's got some different things coming. So you can see me over there and we're talking about a lot of different things. I did some card readings or whatnot, and he's going to have me back. So I appreciate Leak Project. Thank you very much. So y'all go check him out. And starting tonight, I think tomorrow or whatnot, he's got a Patreon channel, things like that. You'll be able to see the Rev over there.
I like his handle there. That's very intriguing, by the way.
And when you go to his channel, you'll find out why. I love it. I love it. I love it.
All right.
But
yeah.
Having in 14 years of police work and then doing all of my internships in hospice work and in trauma center, I've been in the presence of death, to borrow a line from Jurassic Park, way too much. Okay. And a lot of people have with their jobs, with different things they do, the first responders. All right. But one of the things I always remember is I worked a traffic fatality, single car, thank God. Okay. And guy got a little bit drunk, took a tree head on at about 100 miles an hour. Okay. Generally the tree wins. Okay. I got news for you. All right.
Yeah.
When we got done, we had to go back to the mobile home they lived in. And his wife and kids were waiting on him to get home because supposedly he was just going to the convenience store. Now it's been hours. She's working. I never will forget telling that young lady and looking at these kids all over the floor that her husband was dead. And you know what she did? She hit the floor bawling. And she said, we were having a fight. I don't even remember over what. And I didn't kiss him goodbye. My wife and I don't part. If she's coming down to the mailroom, I will kiss her goodbye. Might be crazy, might be whatever. My kids, I hug them as often as I can. All right. Folks, the very next breath you take, give thanks for it, because you don't know what's coming in the next 30 seconds or tomorrow. Okay. We know there will be traffic fatalities on the road tomorrow. All right. Across this country. Before you get pissed, before you get into that angst, all right, remember, by tomorrow evening, would you give anything to take that back? That's one of the things I just want to talk about.
That's a really good point, though, because we don't know. Nothing is ever guaranteed, right?
Right.
Hi to Pat and Anne Marie too, by the way.
What's that?
Hi to Pat and Anne Marie, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Glad to see you. There they are. Pat, good evening, Reverend, and Laura, good to see you. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And
Yeah.
Anne Marie, hello. Short, sweet, and to the point. Hello.
Yep, that's right. So yeah,
At least you didn't
there's so
say
much.
hello, Clarice.
There is so much to be grateful for, and gratitude is not just a Thanksgiving concept, although it gives us a moment to pause, right? And I think that's the difference. But there's so much out there in life, and life has never been more busy, more chaotic, more crazy. And to take those moments when we prepare food and we do these traditions and we wash the dishes, etc., it really helps to ground us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, I remember when my kids were little and just like cleaning up the Thanksgiving dinner table and stuff like that, and everybody's having a great time. Those are good memories. Now they're distant memories now, but they're still good memories. And so we get to create our memories, and those live with us forever. Our love for the love we have for our loved ones, it doesn't go away. Love transcends dimensions. And as hard and painful as it is, it's a big deal. And, I'm kind of talking a little bit too much here, but I'm going to keep talking.
Go right ahead.
When everybody has tragedies that happen, deaths, etc., and that year of firsts, the first Christmas, the first Thanksgiving, the first birthday, the first Mother's Day, Father's Day, etc., the year of first is so hard. All the traditions change, right? All of those elements just shift and change, so you have to make room for new. And my in-laws died within 6 months of each other a number of years ago, and all of a sudden in 1 year everything changed, and it was hard, and our kids were little, and they're still going after grandma and grandpa and this and that and all this stuff. And my dad calls up and he's like, hey, I got some cheap tickets to Vegas, and why don't you guys come out? And so we did. We started this new Thanksgiving tradition because we're always with my in-laws. So my dad, and his wife flew out, and when and we talked about making this the new Thanksgiving tradition, and then he got sick right away and died. And it was just like the sucker punch of a lifetime.
Oh yeah.
And as hard as that is, time is a gift to let us heal. Time is a gift to let us understand. And it was just like, wow, man. Thanksgiving pizza.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Leaving Las Vegas, So
yeah.
Sorry. Been watching a thing about Elvis on Netflix. Got to check it out. It's funny. But anyway, Donna, I need to let you know. You know what? My tribe, Deborah, Donna, the ones that are here making comments, and I know some of you are hiding out in the back or whatnot. Bridget, these people that have supported me long and hard. You need to understand, I am grateful for you as well. Okay? Without you, without Deborah, without everybody that's walking in the door, none of this would be possible. So we're able to actually minister to people because of the faithful few. And well, it's not even few anymore. We're really picking up. Okay? But y'all make this possible. Y'all help my heart so we can keep moving on. And what I want to do, Laura, if you don't care, while you were talking about traditions, things like that or whatnot, I got pulled on something, and I'd like to show it if you don't mind. Okay. On these cards, I'm going to move them over. I only pulled 3. Okay. But it was about being thankful and tomorrow. Okay. 8. This is the 8 of spirit. Accelerated motion. Folks, life is going, our planet, our world is going into an accelerated motion. That 8 is talking about things moving ahead. Notice the star, the comet, things are going to go fluid. And you know what? People in your life are going to move on. They are going to ascend. They're going to die. They're going to do different things or whatever. What the importance of this message is tomorrow, before you react to Uncle Bob, okay, or to your mom, or to your dad. 13, transformation. It is up to us. If they're not going to change, it will only be up to us to change the way that plays out. And like I'm telling you here, accelerated motion, things are going on. You do not want to leave something unsaid or undone over something stupid. And I mean, I hear this, Laura and I laugh. It's not just politics, spirituality. Hell, I've watched big fights in families over football.
Yeah.
Like, we lose our minds. It's completely.
It's a game that we can't control, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And somebody says that, arguing over a call, or who's doing the dishes,
Right.
or somebody spilled something, or you were late, that type of thing. So, it is one of those things. Anne-Marie, it is great to see you. Thank you.
It is. I miss you, Anne-Marie. I got to catch up. I just actually flew back in from, I was saying earlier, from LA yesterday. I was out with my kids, hiking and doing all kinds of fun stuff. So it was good.
Well, good. And Donna, Leak Project, see, Donna liked the show. It's interesting. It's very interesting. And him and I have met over something, and I'll explain all that later. We're going to be forming a good bond. You'll see me on his show. He will come on my show. This is going to be fun. And I would love to have my little exorcist with us on a show sometime. Because
absolutely.
We go.
Oh, I'm checking that one out. I mean, I'm just very curious about the name. Okay.
Yeah, no, check it. You got to check it out. From aliens to tarot, to whatever. He helped actually create a tarot deck. He's sending it to me.
Oh, very cool.
That is out. So I can't wait to get it so I can debut it here and show everybody, We appreciate and love you, Deborah. Love you so much. I appreciate y'all. Really have no idea how much I appreciate you. Gillian knows I talk about it all the time. I don't know if Monica's in the room, Monica Madigan. There are some of you that just, you keep me going, and you need to know that. Okay.
And there's Iris, Power Lady.
Yes. Time is so precious. Don't waste a moment. Do not. Power Lady. Hi, Laura and Rob. Good to meet you. Glad you're here. This must be somebody that's, there we go. So again, folks, if you have a question, you want to ask Laura and I a question, if you want me to pull cards or whatnot, I will. All right. You don't have to be worried. Laura knows she wouldn't be on the show if I was pulling cards from the dark side or anything like that. This is
clobbering you with the cosmic 2x4.
What's that?
Said I'd be clobbering you with the cosmic 2x4.
Yes, you would. Absolutely, well, you would.
Yeah. Anne-Marie, thank you for that. That book, Teacher to Exorcist, is kind of defines who I am and why I do what I do and why I'm so passionate about it. So thank you for that.
That's awesome. And folks, her book, for those of y'all that don't know, look below in the description below. And a lot of people I keep saying this now, they don't know where the description is. Right below the title in the video you're watching is a little word more. Click on it. You'll find the description of the show, and you will find my links and Laura's links in there. Laura has some defense training classes that everybody needs to be aware of, especially if you're moving into this crossing realms field or whatnot. So, and you don't even have to be a medium or anything like that. We all need spiritual defense in today's world. We need it because we can get beat up so quick and so heavy. In my links, in my link tree, are also the links to Laura's other classes on spiritual defense. So her book is there. My books are there. My wife's books are there. Everything. You're going to love it, enjoy it, but make sure you click on it and check it out. Okay. Because there's a lot of good stuff. And Laura and I are talking about putting a class together. So just, yeah, we have so much free time.
I know, right? I really needed 10 of those 12 hours back yesterday, 14 hours. Oh my
I hear you. I hear you.
I got to go to the Boise airport yesterday.
You do what?
I got to go to Boise yesterday.
Oh, Boise,
Yeah,
the action capital of the world.
Yeah. So I flew from LA to Boise, and I was like, okay. Now I almost had to go to Seattle too. So there you go.
Oh my God.
But here's something. So back to gratitude. So yesterday morning, my flight was supposed to leave at 8 a.m. And I left the hotel. I stayed closer to LAX because I figured the traffic would be really bad. So I left my daughters because it would be simpler to not deal with traffic. And check out of the hotel at 5:35. And I get in my car. My phone goes ding. And I look, and it's the airline saying that my flight is just canceled. It's not delayed, but it's canceled.
Canceled. Okay.
And at first I'm like, gosh darn it. I just checked out. I could have slept in, right?
You're so nice, because that is not what I would have been saying.
So I'm like, okay. So I call them, and they found me another flight. And it got canceled because of mechanical errors. All right. So here's where gratitude comes in. I'm grateful that they found the mechanical errors on the ground and not in the air. Right.
Oh, okay. There's a problem.
That's a problem. And then my second flight, I couldn't get through security fast enough, and they took off without me because it was like going to be a miracle moment. But anyways, so when we come to traffic jams and things like that, and we've all been on these freeways where traffic just stops, I always say a prayer for those that are involved, but I also give thanks that I was not involved.
We don't know. I think what'll be funny one day, if when we go to heaven or we get back to source, if we could take some human parts with us, where I could sit down with a projector of my life. All right.
Okay.
But at certain things, when I'm so pissed off, finding out that the angels have actually protected me by making me wait 5 minutes. Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Or 10 minutes. How many times? And I just want to be able to have a little switch to go, oh, I said yes there. What if I said no? And I'll take 60 something years because time is irrelevant on the other side. But I just think that would be so cool. So I'm asking my angels to deliver that message to the Almighty. So yes, you can prepare me my own theater room. And everybody's coming over. It's popcorn, heavenly popcorn, because you're going to laugh so much at my life.
I just want to make sure I don't look stupid, okay?
No, you will look.
I'm kidding.
Heavenly. No, Laura, no. So that's just one of those things, and but I do, and you're right, because there are so many times, I don't know if I've said this or not. There was a time when I was working with the addicts, things like that or whatnot in Florida, and I would teach people, where does life start and stop in your day, And a lot of times we're so focused on A, B, C, and D, we forget about the times in the middle, like our car ride, to stop, listen to music, enjoy a sunset. We are at a light at A1A in a town called Indialantic. My wife's like, turn right, which would have been east. And I'm like, you have lost your mind. I got to cut across 3 lanes of traffic. And Gillian does not get angry. Okay. Or she never lets anybody shows it. She looked at me and said, turn right. Okay. Let's hope the angels are along for this trip. So I turned right, pulled into the boardwalk. I almost get teary sometimes. To the most spectacular sunrise I have ever seen in my life. To this day, I remember it. And my wife's sitting there. She wanted to ruin it, okay, but she couldn't, all right? Because she would have looked at me and went, and what were you telling your group the other day? And I was like, oh, but we do.
Yeah.
Life is short. These moments, we stopped. I didn't care if I was late to work. It was that spectacular. And I grew up on a beach. You think I've seen a sunset or two? But this one was so spectacular. And only my wife, the angel that she is, could get into my head and go over. And we just sat there for a minute and I damn near started crying. It was that spectacular. And it was such a vital moment for me to remember what I teach. Life is here. Life is now. We pass so many beautiful things, sunrises, sunsets, different things, because we're at work already. And I want people to realize, what are you missing? Life happens between A and B. All right. What are you there for? So that, just on what you said, that rung a bell with me.
Life didn't used to be this busy either.
No, it did not.
And, I look and I blame technology, right? We're so disconnectedly connected. And if we look at the 1600s, looked like the 1700s, and then we have this J-curve spike of technology. It goes whoop. And with that J-curve spike, we never get to really be in the moment. Now being in the moment is something that we have to do with intention versus, walking somewhere or doing something. And how many people just don't walk from point A to point B anymore, right? And, my daughters and I got an Airbnb in San Luis Obispo, which is in the Central Coast area of California. And we're like a mile away from the downtown area, but a mile is only like maybe a 15-minute walk, right? And it was so nice. We had a car, but we just kept walking back and forth, right? It was just nice. And to take that time and slow down.
Absolutely. Because that's where, and folks, I want to tell you, when you're looking for your message, when you're wondering why God, the Father, God, the Mother, Spirit, Holy Spirit, angels, the universe, the divine feminine, why aren't they talking to me? A lot of times they are.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to chill the hell out.
All right.
So you bring ourselves in a place to listen. Yes, ma'am.
So I get this a lot. How come I can't hear them? Maybe we feel them. Maybe we sense them. Maybe we just have to take a moment and just exhale. So there's many ways to talk to our guides. And we can't necessarily be so literal, like you and I are having this conversation here. So I'm glad you brought that up, because that's a really big deal. A lot of people are always asking me, well, how can I da? Well, the truth is, just take the time, the moment, just lean into it. How does it feel? If you're making a decision, tune into the feeling of the decision. And that's usually your higher self and your guides talking to you.
Yeah. A lot of times it's not, you think it's just your head. All right.
Right.
But if you're truly silent and you're like, I need to talk to you, they will speak to you in images. They will speak to you in ideas, these things. And you're like, well, that's all right. Was that just, and I think here's the problem. Everybody wants to be spiritual, but they don't realize that means taking the time and learning to trust the things they're hearing and feeling. And that is where the messages are.
Yeah.
If a spirit actually materialized on the street and went, hey, Rob, buy your wife an iPhone for Christmas, and went away, okay, what's going to happen? But what we need to understand is we're all channeled in. We've just blocked that channel. And these are things when you're going, I don't know what to get them. I don't know what to get. Shut up. And maybe it can be something as simple as, buy them some flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Hand write a card. Don't go get a card. Give them a love note. Tell your children, write them a letter. Hey, when you were 12, you did this. And it touched my heart. People need to remember. And those are the messages we get. And a lot of times we just don't know what we're hearing.
Yeah, it's true. And it is, psychic ability is not one size fits all. And I liken psychics to snowflakes, right? No two are exactly alike. So don't think that you have to literally hear something or literally see something. We
Right.
utilize all of our senses. And when I work with people, I make them do the work too. I teach them how to see and sense because, two sets of eyes are better than one, basically, right? So it's
Right.
just, and give yourself the gift of patience with yourself. I know it's like I'm kind
That's, you know what? That's the hardest one, is
of, that's like
giving yourself
hot
patience
shadow
with
black.
yourself.
I'm not gonna lie.
Wow.
But give yourself the gift of patience, being patient with yourself.
And one of the things you said about being psychic, I want everybody to know, and I think you believe this as well from our discussions, everybody has this ability.
Yeah.
All right. It's just if you're going to be quiet and tune in and trust yourself. All right. But some people are I'm clairsentient.
Mhm.
I see more imagery, more pictures. That's the reason the cards are so good, that spirit can give me messages so much with the cards, that God can give me messages. I was telling Rex on the show, I will say a prayer and ask God for guidance so that their message comes through and not my own. All
Mhm.
right. But some people are clairaudient. They won't see crap. Okay. But they'll hear things. What's the other one? Clairvoyant, where you
Right.
see,
Right.
different things. There's taste. It's all different.
Yeah,
That's
psychic taste and smell are not the cool ones. No, I'm kidding.
wow. Can I show you? I'm just gonna put it up here.
Okay.
And when we started talking about being psychic, so what's the most important thing people need to know? Man, I just got, remember that duck walked across my grave thing?
Mhm.
Okay. Spirit is here. Spirit is with me. Folks, pay attention. Okay. Awareness.
Yeah.
Number one. How do you become psychic? How do you use these abilities? How do you tune in? By being aware. Realizing spirit at your birth, the universe, everything gave you the powers, everything you need to succeed. Everything you need to do has been gifted to you. It is on us. It is incumbent for us to make sure that we practice these things in order to get them right. Does that make any sense?
It does. And, one of our most profound psychic ability is actually our intuition. It's not seeing dead people.
Yeah, exactly. And let me tell you
Not as
something. It can
sexy
be
as
a
seeing
little
dead
weird.
people, but whatever. Yeah. Donna brings up a really good question. And so here's my line of thinking with this.
I was going
Um,
to ask you, why don't you take a look and see?
yeah. So, and I've got lots of questions for Donna. Um, when our loved ones pass, we need to make sure they've crossed over, that they don't linger as a ghost energy because it's not good for their soul. It's not good for my soul either. And so if Donna's mom had passed away a while ago and she's hanging around at the dinner table with her, it tells me she may be a ghost. Now, if Donna's mom is getting messages and communicating in her sleep state, that means she's working with her. But generally speaking, um, our loved ones aren't necessarily our guides because they have other learnings to do. So, but it doesn't mean they can't be helpful.
Right.
Okay. So, do I want Archangel Michael hanging around as my main guide or my brother, right? Um, where is it going to be the most helpful? So that's just kind of my philosophy because we've been programmed to believe so many things about the dead, that they've had unfinished business, they aren't worthy, all that stuff. So I guess my answer to Donna is your mom's spirit is always going to be around you because there's love between you two. And any messages or advice or something that you get is going to happen while you are in a sleep state, in a meditative state, that kind of thing. But they're not going to have dinner with us anymore. If they do, that means they're a ghost and they need some assistance.
And what I've picked up in working with Donna is that her mom has gone back to God's spirit. Okay. And I think you hit it on the head with Donna. She is going to come and go because there are other things she needs to accomplish. But she is, look at the card I got. 5, wisdom. All right. I think between you and what Laura said and everything, she will always help you in imparting wisdom. You will hear echoes of her wisdom from when she was alive. And those echoes will come back when you need to hear them. And whether your mom is physically there or not, she's there. Her knowledge and wisdom are with you always. All right. And yes, I'm reminded of the movie Armageddon. I'm going to drop in on you from time to time. Okay. But there are other things and things she needs to accomplish, things she needs to do. But yes, she can ask to come back and be a guide. The key thing is, do we want them to? Once we see that world ourselves, I don't want to trap anybody here. You know, I know you want to come back, you want to help me. Just do that for me. Drop in. If you're zipping around the universe, the galaxy, dimensions, whatever you want to think it is, and you see I'm doing something stupid, okay, yeah, I don't mind hearing that. But understand, a lot of times that piece of knowledge is coming from a place where your mom touched you and you never even knew it. Donna, does that make sense? I hope it does.
Yeah.
You know,
Mr.
And Taylor.
And Anne Marie, at some point, do they come in? So we have to understand that we're all immortal, right? We're all working in this grand universe on many different levels. And so will he call if you come? There's karma involved in that. So, and I really want to address Amber too, because I've got some tips for those contentious family reunions.
Oh, yes. Here we go.
So they do come and they can leave us messages. So for example, you were talking about Elvis. I think it was before the show.
Yeah.
And I remember just being sad one day and nothing's on the radio in my car, back when we listened to the radio in the cars. And I could hear my dad's voice singing an Elvis Presley song. I was like, whoa, right? That was his sign. That was his sign that, you know what, I'm still around. But at some point when our loved ones leave us, they pass away. Part of the life lesson is, how do we live life without them? It doesn't mean we don't love them, but we have to live life without them for whatever reasons. And we may not know what those reasons are while we're living the mortal life. So that's, those are really good questions from both Donna and Anne Marie. I mean,
absolutely. And I want to add on to what you said, because I did a lot of grief work in social work. Like I said, I did hospice with children and that had lost their parents unexpectedly and things like that. You have to understand, grief is what, if you believe we are a spiritual being and we chose to be here to have this earthly experience, we chose to come in and experience grief. I remind people that grief, people are like, oh, I don't want to deal with grief. We got to get you through the grief. No, you don't. The deeper the grief, the more respect, the more validation you're giving the relationship you had. All right. And grief will never leave you. That whole idea of 7 steps, poop, it's gone. Yeah, crap. Okay. It's 7 phases. You will move back and forth through different phases, but grief morphs the farther away you get from the event. Okay. There's going to be something at some point where you're looking and thinking about your dad, your mom, and you're going to laugh because you're going to remember, and it's going to make you happy. All right. But when a loved one goes through something, you're like, I wish they were here to see it.
Yeah.
That's grief. All right. And you know what? You are meant to embrace it, but you are not. One of the lessons, if we're here to learn lessons, you cannot let your grief consume you. It's learning how to deal with that emotional aspect of loss. So I hope I didn't get too preachy there.
No, you're perfect. I mean, it's absolutely perfect. And grief comes in waves, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, it does.
There's no timeline. People just seem to think that, oh, you know what? It's been 6 weeks. If your dog or your parent or whoever died, 6 weeks, you should be fine by now. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. And will they come if we call? Yes and no.
Was that this one?
Back to Anne Marie. She said, do they come if we call?
Okay.
The reality is, if we keep calling them all the time, we're stunting our spiritual growth and theirs if they keep responding.
Right.
So they'll come when the light side, if they've crossed over, when the light side deems it important, or your loved one deems it necessary, kind of thing. So
right. And remember, you were given angels, you are given guides, you are and I think you said it the best when you're talking about we're here to learn how to live without them. And in today's spiritual world, a lot of people want to believe my mom's right here with me, my mom's right here with me, my mom's right here with me. All right. My dad's right here with me, my husband's right here with me, my wife is right here with me. When in actuality, what you're looking for is kind of like some of the young ladies that come in and ask me, does he love me?
Right.
And I don't do those readings. I tell them you're kind of hoping for that cheat code. And this is one of those things where you've got to go, well, wait a minute. If you are sitting here talking to them in real life and you ask them this question, like Donna said, I always ask for wisdom. What would they tell you?
Yeah.
And that has their spirit within you. And you can say, they're here because they left something with you.
Yeah. And
all right. If we hear our parents echoing in our head, that's beautiful. If you like your parents, okay, and everybody's like, what are you talking? Hey, there are people who don't like their parents. Okay. What I'm trying to say is, if you will listen, how that knowledge may be departed could be a guide giving you that, but giving you the vision of your mother or your father, so you receive it differently than just an idea passing through your head.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And these are beautiful questions. Thank you, Donna and Anne Marie.
They are
questions.
Did we? All right.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay. Because everybody has an Uncle Sal, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to call them. So everything is energy. And when I talk about family reunions, because family reunions are usually contentious at some point, right?
Yep.
And so how do you handle that with grace, with dignity, right? Without, punching somebody. Right?
I hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean to drop the gravy in your lap.
Yeah, it wasn't too hot, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And so, somebody who antagonizes everybody and gets everybody riled up, what can you do about it? All right. So these are visualization techniques. Go back to that office space when you have a meeting with your boss and a few other people, and the tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife, right? What does that mean? There's a lot of tension. This is thick, heavy energy.
Right.
So what you can do is you can visualize and practice this first, because these are visualization techniques. Visualize yourself just dropping pink rose petals down. The energy of pink is a heart energy, and it's soft. And a rose petal is thin, so it can slice through the tension in the air. All right, so you can visualize these pink rose petals falling down over and over and over to cut the tension. Yes, perfect. with those pink rose petals, and it softens the energy. The other thing you can do is you arm up with your angels. Okay, angels, got to go to this family reunion. I want to be there 2 hours and 15 minutes because blah, blah, blah. And then all hell will break loose. But I need you to guide me with my words. I need help with, putting a smile on my face or whatever it is. So ask your angels for help. You can't tell the angels, make sure that my Uncle Sal keeps his mouth shut. You can't do that, but you can ask for help in how you respond to that Uncle Sal.
Actually, and Ambird, I want you to go back and rewatch this. Come up to my first reading. We addressed this, and I'm not getting on you. I'm letting you know that it's all on you. Okay. Yes, people are assholes. Sorry, it's just the way it is. Okay, and we all have one in our family. Me, I was blessed with several. So what I need you to understand is, you are in control. You are in control of your happiness, your awareness, your energy. You are free to step into another room, take a deep breath, and picture the rose petals falling all over. Picture the rose petals falling all over them. I picked up, take a piece of pink quartz with you. That goes to the heart, that goes to love. If Uncle Sal is really a schmuck, okay, take the pink quartz, all right, but take a piece of tourmaline, take a piece of obsidian, because you will find out when you have those, and my wife keeps them on her all the time, okay, you will find out people, you might even see them start to make a statement where they were going to be a total ass, okay, and be like, that frequency, that energy.
Yeah.
All right. It helps curb things. So these are some things you can help with. And yes, grab that piece of rose quartz and say, you know what? God love them. I just got to let them go. You know what? That's hard.
It is.
That's hard. It takes practice. Okay. And this is coming from somebody, and my kids, my wife, everyone will tell you, I had to learn that, because there was a time of my life where if you wanted to fight, I'm in. Okay. I'm in. Bruce, I thought I was helping him out, but I embarrassed the crap out of Mr. Bruce. Okay. At one point, we were I just made a total ass out of myself because I was pissed off at the people. Did I have a right to be? Yes. I thought they were treating him like crap. Okay. But he looked at me and said very kindly, when you go back to Melbourne, I still have to come here and shop. Like,
that's fair. Yep. Yeah.
It's fair. You know what? Again, hearse, U-Haul, they don't go together. If you cross those boundaries, if you cross realms tomorrow evening, is that going to be what you want to take with you? So that's where it becomes incumbent upon us to realize I got choices. Okay.
Yeah.
I got choices. And I think that's what everybody needs, So yeah, I think that was, I love these questions. These questions are awesome.
And Power Lady, she's quite the force herself, by the way.
Right.
Her brother showed up for her son when he was being led astray.
Okay.
So this is a good time when a deceased loved one shows up, right? They're getting an alert system, and it's just a beautiful story there. So thank you for sharing that. And it's very true. It happens to a lot of us.
Yes.
They're looking for the wake-up call. NDEs, near-death experiences, are usually wake-up calls for the most part too. So thank you for sharing that. Yeah.
No, absolutely. Power Lady, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a great Thanksgiving tomorrow, everybody, and, Amory, fair enough. Thanks. Gotcha. Yeah. I wish we could always give people, one of the things I love about Laura, and I think she likes about me, is we're going to tell you what we believe, what we know, and it may not always be very popular. you know, and that's going to be one of those, yes, it is. It's beautiful. Tori Chambers coming in. Glad to see you, girl. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bangarang. You know, thank you. Yes, there is no cheat code in grief. It is there, and you learn to bend and sway with it to balance how you respond. That is exactly what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Thank you, Gillian. We got my son cleared. That's good.
It's a big deal.
Great.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see what's going on. Thank you, Rob and Laura. You are welcome. I appreciate your honesty. Donna, like I said, whether somebody's there or not, they're in your heart. Number one, Laura has said numerous times, when somebody goes on, that love bond is not broken. So there's always that attachment there. So you need to understand, if you want your mom to be with you, she is there, but at some point, it may not be in the way that you think it is, but she's there. You got to remember, her blood is coursing through your veins. Okay. Y'all share things from different aspects of life. And yes, she's with you. If that makes you feel good, she is absolutely with you. You will hear her voice in your head or whatnot. Now, what do you care if her spirit is actually here or there or where? But when you ask for wisdom, your mom says, gotcha. I'm going to remind you of something. Becomes that simple, So you guys are awesome. These were great questions tonight. Anybody got anything else? Anybody? Miss Laura, you got anything?
I just am grateful that everybody showed up and we got to have this conversation today. And so thank you all for that. It was a lovely way to start the holiday season, which, for many of us, it's just like, it's a running pace. So this was lovely. So thank you all. And thank you all for sharing too.
Absolutely. And from the bottom of my heart, folks, what a better way to spend a Thanksgiving Eve with friends, getting to talk about gratitude, things like that. My heart goes out with nothing but love to everyone in this room. Okay. Laura, would you care if I said a prayer for everybody about tomorrow?
Please do. Thank you.
Our most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, divine mother, divine feminine, one and the same, energy, earth, all that are what people would consider to be God, the mother of the universe. Thank you for allowing us this opportunity to share this energy and to remind each other what we have. Tomorrow, people are going to be in different spots. They're going to be so hustle, bustle, things like that. And people may be reacting rather than responding. Just give us that little nudge, keep us safe, and remind us. Be thankful for what we have and who we have around us. So mote it be.
Thank you. Lovely. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, we are on an hour. If nobody's got any more questions, man, time flies, doesn't it, when we're doing this?
It does. It really does. Yeah. It's not linear.
No, it's not. It's really not. And, you and I were talking, folks, I need y'all. What Laura and I were talking about is, I think, did we agree on Wednesday nights from now on?
I'm good with that. I got no life. This is perfect.
You
I can do any night of the week.
All right. So Laura and I are going to be live together 8:30 every Wednesday night. I know I've been live Monday and Wednesdays. Wednesday night, we're going to move Laura in there with me and whatnot. Monday nights, I'll be doing readings, things like that. And if y'all need a reading, I'll still do readings. It doesn't matter. We'll go from there. But look for some different. I'm going to put some pick your card videos out there, pick your deck. I'm going to be putting some other things out there. But yes, so know this. Next Wednesday night, right now, the plan is, ta-da, you'll see us all again. Okay?
Excellent. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you. I love this candid, heartfelt conversation. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody saying thank you. and Gillian is so mote it be. Thank you, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. So remember, take what you want, leave what you don't, but leave having experienced some peace, love, and light. Happy Thanksgiving. Bang around.
Thank you.